I'm back from watching Tarot. Thoughts?
Sex 2.
Sex 2, and for me, this is like, this is like taking a shit, but not wiping, and just just walking out like that, with an ass full of shit. Hi, I'm doing another review, and this week's review is on Tarot. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, it's this movie. And dude, all I can say is I left that theater disappointed. And thank God I didn't waste money. It was free. Well, for me at least, it was free. But like, yeah, I watched the trailer before watching this movie, and I was intrigued. I thought the concept of these tarot cards coming to life and becoming, monsters was cool. But holy shit, did they fumble that idea. If this is your first time hearing about this movie, let me just give you a basic summary. So, these people find these ancient tarot cards. They're cursed. They're evil. You should not be playing with them. But they still do. They tell each other's fortunes, and then boom, they start dying. And the way they die is described in their fortune. And the people behind their deaths, the people responsible for their deaths, are these monsters that are, I guess, like physical manifestations of the cards. I'm not really into tarot cards, so I can't think it off, the top of my head. But I guess we got like the Fool, Death. I don't know much about them, but yeah, you know what I mean. Pretty interesting concept, right? So I bet you're wondering, how could they fumble it this bad? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, let's just move on to the good things I liked about this movie. There's only one. God damn it, dude. It's the monsters, the tarot monsters. Well, more specifically, their designs. I thought they looked cool. They reminded me of like haunted dolls, like Annabelle. That sort of antique vibe to them. That's what they remind me of. I just wish I had to see more. And I'm gonna just stop myself there because we're gonna move on to the bad things, the stuff I did not like about this movie, and that is that they did not give the monsters. I keep calling them monsters. I guess they're like spirits. You know what? I'll keep calling them monsters. They didn't give the monsters enough time to shine. I swear, it's like whenever it was their time to like kill someone, it was like a you know how in Five Nights at Freddy's when you're like switching through the cameras and you can like see, the animatronics just hidden in like the background of the rooms. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes you can only see them, behind something or in a shadow. This is that movie. All the monsters are hidden away in shadows. You can only see their silhouettes running around, into the point where they start popping out to, execute their kill. And it's only like a couple seconds you see them in, in their full glory. I just wish they gave them, more shots. Because I'm pretty sure the people who worked on, the designs worked their ass off. If I was them, I wouldn't want, my creation only be shown for a couple seconds. Or, hidden in darkness. But it's, that's my problem with this movie, dude. I wanted to see more of these monsters. It's whatever, If they want to do that, they're going to do that. So, second thing I didn't like about this movie, I kind of said it earlier, but it's how dark this movie is. Not like, story-wise. I mean, like, actually dark. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I could barely see shit. And it's like most of the movie takes place in the dark, at nighttime. I was just hoping that there would be more day scenes. I understand it's a horror movie, and how horror is usually tied to night and all that, but like, you can still pull off day scenes with horror movies, dude. It's not that hard, but it's whatever. Alright, let's move on to number 3. I didn't like these characters, alright? To me, these characters were bland. I just didn't care about them. They try to give them this, they were so in love, and now they're being harassed by these monsters. Feel sorry for them. I don't. I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't really care. I mean, I guess the only character I did sort of like was Mr. The CEO of Sex, his character. What was his name again? I can't even remember the actor's name. Oh, dude, that's terrible. But his character was somewhat enjoyable. But that's only because he reminded me of, his other character who he played in Spider-Man. The chair guy. He was the one that stood out for me from the rest. And for number 4 is this story was just rushed at the second half. Because I will admit the first half of them spending time in the abandoned house, it was somewhat going well. What I noticed was how as time passed in the movie, day by day, one person would die. The next day, one person would die. The next day, one person would die. But as soon as they start figuring out, the curse of these cards, shit just goes haywire, dude. They just rush the shit out of this story. People start dying left and right. We bring in these useless characters, and to me, it just didn't feel right, at all. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this movie. I mean, honestly, dude, I just wanted to see the monsters, and the kills were alright, but they weren't that impressive. They were just eh. Let's just move on to the overall rating of this movie, which I'll be giving it a 4 tarot cards out of 10 tarot cards. Yeah, a 4. That's honestly how I feel about this movie. It's a 4. Do I do I recommend this movie? No. Not really, no. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you, but I wouldn't tell you to go watch this movie. I tell you to just skip it. The trailer, made it interesting, but it just turned out to be a giant flop. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Disappointment. I cried. I fell to my knees during the credits, bro, because, I couldn't believe it. No, I'm kidding. But with this movie, when I was watching it, I was like, is this over yet? And for the alternate title, if I was the one who had the job of choosing the title for this movie, I would call it Literal Cards Against Humanity. Alright, well, thank you for watching this review. Watching, listening, I don't care. You probably had this on the background. But yeah, thank you for watching, listening to this review. And I'll see y'all later. Adios.